Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a very special breakdown for one of the bots that our Discord offers. So we have two different bots. One is the Orb, which both Discord memberships include. The second is the Apex, which is a prop firm bot, and it's a gold bot. I'll be making a video on it next. This one I'm going to show you guys the Orb. And I'm gonna explain the strategy to you, show you what it looks like and why it works. And like, aside from teaching you guys how to build your EAs and bots with no coding knowledge, just using AI, you actually get our bots. And we teach you guys how to optimize, how to set, how to customize to each individual broker. So every bot fails here. Everybody thinks they can run one setting, but as someone that's played with bots for the last 5 years, I've built a lot of bots, I've spent a lot of money on bots, I can tell you guys that is not the case. It is not a one-size-fits-all kind of approach. The problem with the one-size-fits-all approach is they're usually grid bots or martingales, and they fail. So we build either trend bots or breakout bots. We do not build martingale bots. What that means is the trade either goes to target or it hits stop loss. It doesn't just go into drawdown and keeps averaging down. That's what a martingale is. The problem with those is they'll blow your account. So first, I'm going to just kind of show you guys how the bot works. So just to show you guys what's capable. So this was a $10,000 account on 4 different pairs. You can see the pairs here: NAS100, US30, German 40 or DAX 40, and the S&P 500. So the blue line here is the equity curve representing everything put together. I'm going to show you guys a couple of tests just to show you that it indeed does this. With the 4 pairs combined, it actually didn't even lose a month, which is pretty crazy for indices, because usually indices don't do well summer times or December or January. Indices make the most money from February till May, maybe June. And usually September, October, and November indices make good money. They need a lot of trend, so they don't like low volume situations. However, when we combine the 4 pairs together, it kept it in profit. So just to show you guys what this looks like. So you can see our overall profit factor is 1.89. Anything above 1.5, you're doing good. Winning percentage, almost 66%. Annual drawdown, 13%. Really good. Drawdowns quite low, and overall drawdowns very low. So overall, this did quite nicely, if I might add. So let's just talk a bit about the strategy and how it works. This is probably one of the best indices bots you're going to see. Everyone's been raving about this strategy. I didn't come up with the strategy. It's all over the internet. It's called the Orb, the opening range breakout. I built a few versions of it from all the different people that raved about it. And what I found is they all took a lot of bad trades. So what we ended up doing is we added a momentum filter with a quant formula. So it doesn't just execute every single time it breaks out of the opening range. So I'm going to do a quick visual test and describe the strategy to you guys, and then we're just going to exit out of visual mode, and I'll do a few really fast tests, because obviously visual mode tests quite a bit slower. So we'll just pause here. Okay, so you guys see a red line up here, and you guys see a blue line down here. So there's 2 modes for the opening range. Opening range is defined by the New York opening candle for the American indices. For German 40, it's the German open, whatever their time is. It's all worked into the EA. You don't have to try to figure out times. So it's either the 15-minute opening range or it's the 30-minute. We teach you guys how to optimize to figure out what makes the most money for your broker. But what happens is essentially it pulls a low and a high. So this particular one, I believe it is likely the 15-minute opening range. So it runs on 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute, and 30-minute are the best results. Again, we teach you guys to optimize to see which performs the best for your broker. So this is NASDAQ running on 10 minutes. The concept is if we break through the opening range going down, we have a higher probability going down. Now, the problem is if you code it just like that and you don't add any risk management in, or any trailing, or any momentum filters, it actually didn't do that well. So we modified the strategy a bit. So let's just kind of go forward a bit. And by the way, we started this account at 10K. So you guys can see the bot's quite effective. It works really well. This is on NASDAQ alone too. So we're already up 30%. And I think on this tester, this has been running for a total of 2 months. So about 15% a month so far. So let's just see if we could catch a trade. Maybe I'm going to slow this down a bit. And let's see if we can catch a trade. Okay, maybe a little too slow. Okay, so let's get to the next day. And let's just kind of show you guys how the strategy works and why it works. So this is December, not a good month for indices. Okay, so we have should have opening range getting mapped. I think it's 16, somewhere around the 1600, 1630. Okay, so a little bit further. Okay, so we have our opening range. We have the high, we have the low. This one is, I believe, a 15-minute opening range. The reason the candle is up here is we're on the 10-minute time frame. This mapped the high of a 15-minute. That's not on this chart right now. So let's see if it takes a trade this day or not. So we executed a buy here. You can see we're already in. Let's see how this one does if it runs the TP or hits stop loss. All right, so that one trailed in profit. And that's as simple as the strategy is. We capture momentum and we trail very aggressively, kind of like a few points at a time. Obviously, as a human, you couldn't trail that perfectly. As an algo, you can. So this is where the algos shine in terms of you remove psychology, you remove emotions, and you could do things like that. And what's amazing about it is it'll do that on 4 pairs at once without you looking at the chart. So this is kind of the beauty of it. Now, let's do a little faster test. I don't believe NASDAQ was as high of a performer as US30, but nonetheless, let's just kind of show you guys what a year looks like. So you can see, by the way, so something I want you guys to notice, see how the losses are similar size to a lot of the wins. We're never taking big losses going into drawdown for long. You can kind of see there's little pullbacks, little flat spots, but the equity curve is just climbing. That is what you want to see in a bot. There's nothing worse than something that goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, and there's no consistency. Look at that beautiful 1-year equity curve. How much serious drawdown did we see? I'll bet you this is under 15% drawdown. Let's see, what are we at? 6% balance drawdown, 7% equity drawdown. We're risking 2% a trade. Over 2%, over 2.13 profit factor. This is like absolutely gorgeous. Again, anything over 1.5, you're doing good. But what we want, how you know it's a good bot is the equity curve goes up gradually and the flat spots in the down never go down too far. A little bit of down is good. It's normal. Any strategy does it. A little bit of sideways is good. What we don't want to see is big dips. I own over 500 bots, and I can tell you most of them are not capable of this. And just to show you guys some of the settings we have. So we have trend mode and we have momentum mode. We've created essentially an algorithmic calculation within our code that measures either momentum or trend, depending which mode you're in. And it's going to calculate on your parameters if it should enter the trade. Now, you can loosen these parameters right up and have this thing take 1,000 trades on each pair, or you could tighten them up and maybe have it take 100 trades per year on each pair and get higher quality setups. So this is where the orb strategy failed on its own. We've added really nice quant features. We've added really nice, really simple features such as automatic GMT detection. So you don't have to worry about, daylight savings time and stuff. You put your broker time in, you select your market. So obviously this is US. You put your risk percent in, 2% risk, done. Or if you want to do fixed lots. Other than that, we teach you guys how to optimize this. This bot's very lightweight. You can see how lightweight it is. There's not a lot to set because it's so simple. It's just a momentum trend breakout bot. So let me show you guys US30. So US30 is kind of the big money maker with this strategy. And originally when I built this strategy, it was actually a NASDAQ strategy. However, I made some modifications and got it to work for DAX, got it to work for S&P 500, and it does good on all four of these pairs. And I like the diversity of it because if you're losing on one or two pairs, the other one or two, make sure you're not going into bad drawdown. So that's the beauty of it. All right, guys. So what we're looking for is an equity curve that doesn't go down too far, but kind of gradually keeps climbing. Flat spots are okay. A little bit of pullbacks okay. And like, just look at that absolutely beautiful equity curve. So this on US30 alone, this strategy is an absolute beast. Just on one pair alone, we made over 400. Yeah, we made 400% profit on just US30. That is like insanity. Again, beautiful profit factor. How many trades did we get? So US30, the setting was a bit more aggressive, 236 trades. I am guessing, let's see, how many trades a day? Max open trades, 1. Max daily trades, 1. So US30 looks like it only takes roughly 1 trade a day. So if you think about it, there's 252 trading days a year, so 236. So it pretty much averages a trade a day on US30. So a little looser on the settings in terms the quant formulas didn't block it too much. However, as long as we're not seeing that really bad decline, that is exactly what we're looking for. Now, I'm going to link our website down below. You guys should check us out. But just to show you what we're all about, so you guys can take a look at our website. So we offer a few services. So the Prop Firm EA comes on the premium membership, the Orb EA that I just reviewed. Every Discord member gets this. If you go premium, you'll get both the Orb and the Prop Firm EA. The other 2 A's we have, Alpha and Vector, those are not part of the monthly. Those are sold on their own. But what I want to show you guys is what else comes with the membership, whether you go premium or basic. We do everything from Zoom calls, you have community calls, we share our set files, we teach you guys how to optimize, but better than that, we even teach you guys how to build your own bot using AI. And you don't need coding knowledge. Essentially, we train you how to talk to AI, how to prompt AI, and obviously, we're heading in the direction where AI is taking over. So in the past, the bot that I just showed you, you'd probably pay about 20 grand to develop. If you learn what we teach and you absorb the knowledge and you put into work, you could have a working bot within a month, and then you get to work and you test, and again, you've just conquered psychology, you've just conquered bad trading habits. Why? Because when the bot does ABC, do DEF, and it'll do it every time. No emotions, no psychology. Now, I still manually trade. However, I've diversified to have multiple bots running. And while I have multiple bots running and I'm trading, I'm well diversified. So if I'm manually losing and the bot's winning, great. The bot's losing, I'm manually winning, great. If I'm losing and the Orb's losing and the Apex is winning, great. Something's always winning. I diversified that risk. Anyone that's been in the market for any length of time is going to tell you that no strategy wins every day, and you need to shield yourself against it. But more than that, learn how to build the bots. So whether you want to just learn how to build the bots or you just want to use our bots, it's all included within even the basic membership. So it's a really cool way to dive into trading. This is obviously the future of trading. Now, we were on the very light side here, hiring developers 3 grand to build a bot. I can tell you right now, you're not building a bot for 3 grand. I got a bot that I'm into for 17 grand with a developer, and he wants another 10 grand to finish. I got another bot going that I'm 10 grand into, and that developer wants 8 grand to finish. And that's not even a guarantee that I'm done there. They might put this work in and I might be like, hey, I need to do this. With the method we teach you, your costs are our membership, your costs are a $20 a month AI subscription. That's it. And the best part, you own the source code. You can change anything you want. Hey, I noticed this momentum filter is not being aggressive enough. Let's talk to AI and see how I can tweak it. Oh, there's a new formula I can add in and take a different approach. Cool, I've just reduced my drawdown, I've just reduced my losing rate, I'm winning more, I'm making more. And the beauty of this is there's consistency in the testing because it's automation and it's always testing based on data and based on a rule set that it will never break. Hey, when you enter, wait for 50 pips, start trailing. 51 pips hit, you're 1 pip in profit. As a human being, you don't even have the ability to look at a pip and start trailing. It'll do the math, be like, hey, let's subtract spread from that. Let's calculate in slippage on this broker based on the history we've had. Cool, we're going to wait till 53 or 54 pips, start trailing. Cool, he's in profit. And like, these are just, it's just incredible, guys, like what you can do today. I really hope you take this opportunity. I really hope you don't just come take our bots, obviously, like, use our bots, but I really hope you learn how to build your own. Because the beauty is, if you have a strategy and you want to know if it works or not, code it, test it. But you'll know if that influencer is kind of full of crap and doesn't make money, or hey, this is a great strategy, but it's failing on the risk management, or it's failing here. Let me add this, this, and this in. So that's what I did with the orb. The orb on its own is not that good of a strategy. It actually didn't even make money on its own. When I added the momentum formula, when I added the risk management and the trailing, suddenly this thing turned into one of the best bots I've seen. And I was like, wow, we just went from not so good to a good strategy. But if you tried to trade this strategy manually and manually trail and manually look at 4 pairs at once the way this bot does, you're setting yourself up for failure. So again, description down below, guys, and make sure you tune in to next week's video when I break down the Apex. Apex is by far our best bot. I've never seen a better bot, and it's not just because I built it. I am genuinely telling you there's not a bot on the market that's better than it, and the reason is I've bought lots of bots, I built lots of bots, I manually trade. So when I build a bot, I know what I'm looking at. When I get a developer to build a bot, they have no idea what the market's doing. In their mind, well, if this code does this and this line does this, it should do this, but they actually have no real world market knowledge of how things work, so they can never build a good bot, which is why most developers resort to grid bots or martingales. Anyway, guys, I will see you next week when we get into Apex. And if you thought this is amazing, wait till you see Apex. Like, there is not a better bot on the market, that I guarantee you. See you guys next week.